It's like folks will go out to like Hollywood and stuff, like to try it out, to like try to join it. They might get like one little gig or like a half a gig or like just to be a part of the mix a bit and just lose their head and
Act
just
different.
lose their mind completely.
Right.
And
They
they
act
be out.
different.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like you said, they use that as an excuse. They've been on that tip. They've
Yeah.
been trying to function.
And yeah, for real.
Mm-hmm.
They will
That's normal.
crash
Like,
out. They will crash out in the
right.
first.
That's normally the way it works, man. You go down there, you all of a sudden become a freak boy, and you always is doing stuff behind the scenes. But now you really got
The
the
permission.
urge and the leeway to do it the way you want to do it now.
Right.
You know
I'm free at last. Nah, you been a freak, man. He said a freak bull. That junk funny. Acting funny style. Yeah, people be what they want to be, and then they just it's like people in high school. They they always kind of been like, all right, and then we get grown, we graduate, and then boom, boom. But you been about that life. It's all right. Be yourself. Don't fake the funk.
But it's like once you go out there, it's like you might think you're that, but they're they're gonna show you that there's a whole dark different depths to it all.
Yeah. Like they really own that.
you think you're a freak boy, but they'll show you how to really be a freak. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you bought this life, huh? Okay.
You don't even know.
You don't even know.
Sorry.
Actually, let's stop, bitch ass.
Yeah. You know, I'm about to say something.
Right, yeah, because Rick Ross was saying some wild shit about that song.
Yeah, she ain't even know it. Yeah, that's definitely low key.
Which I mean that is on topic technically too. But yeah. So
even though the age is the difference, but still, it's the culture. It's the culture behind it all. If somebody don't want to do something, and you trying to make them do it, you, sir, are a criminal.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because we're gonna get ready to start here, and we got a lot of stuff to cover today. You know what I'm saying? Today we get in the mix, and we're gonna start it off by letting everybody know this is Mask Off, episode 75, Survivor, big Hollywood Survivor. Yes, indeed, Survivor, and we minus one for a short term, but we still rocking heavy with 3, the triangle, the triple factor. I'm gonna swing it down to the tip of the triangle to the young boy Malachi. What it do?
What it do, what it do, what it does, what it does. It's your boy Mask Off Malachi. I'm in the building. I'm actually in the A right now. You feel me? Make some moves that make the news. That's all I can say, man. I'm feeling great, feeling blessed. I'm glad to see my fellas this weekend. So what's up, y'all?
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's 73. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. 73 instead of 75. 73, episode 73, Survivor. What it do, Malachi? I'm sorry, my brother.
Hey,
to you. Do it again, man.
Hey, I'm coming back even harder. Hey, 73 and 75, what it do, y'all? I'm in a place to be. You feel me? I ain't trying to flex, so I got the polo on.
Here we go. And we got my man on the ones and twos, the second leg of the trifecta. My man with the plan, Dan. What it do? What's up, bro?
What's good, y'all? We're about to have a good week. Good tough talk, and let's get to it.
Yeah, and last but not least, because it started off first and we don't got a fourth, this is Big Tone, and this is Mask Off, episode 73, Survivor. And we're going to get right to it, man. And one way to get right into the mix is to start off with the motivational minute. Young boy, give them what the people want.
Yeah. What up, though? It's your motivational minute. Today, I'm going to actually be talking about a scripture from the Bible. Now, this scripture says, knowing those that labor among you. All right. So a lot of times we do work. We're in these different industries. We're in these different businesses. You want to know the people that's working around you. You want to know how they move, how they think, how they doing stuff. Because a lot of times people will try to take advantage of you in different ways, whether it be financially, emotionally, manipulation. It's a bunch of different ways that people real subtly would try to take advantage of you or be on some type of time that you ain't on. So know the people that you work with so that you can see what tip they on from a mile away before they see it. You always want to be a step ahead so that you don't get it taken advantage of. And that's your motivational minute. Be on your toes.
Preach, man. Yeah, man.
That's
That's a great one.
powerful.
You want to make sure you're not going to fall into some trap somebody's trying to set for you for
Man,
real, no
man.
matter what that is.
Facts.
Like,
And there's some snakes out here with them traps and they ready, laying them down.
And you know what? You never know where it comes from either, man. I remember, and it's a quick little tidbit. I remember when I lived in Philadelphia, I was hanging around some cats, and I thought they was really cool. And I didn't know they had like, let's be clear. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I'm always in my right mind. It's really cool.
Hey, that's OG favorite phrase for anything.
Yeah.
Anything that could have gone wrong, he's like, whoa. I cross the street with my right mind because I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Yes, indeed. And so then I'm over these people's house, and this guy that I knew, he invited some other guys over that he knew. So they all sitting talking. I really don't know them like that. And I'm playing the game, and I'm getting all into the game. You know what I'm saying? I think I was playing Madden at the time. And then they all talking, they talking loud, and they like, yeah, all I hear a plate. Ding, 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 ding. I'm not thinking about it. And then all of a sudden, I see this plate go across my face. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. These niggas doing coke. And it threw me back because I'm like, I didn't know what I was in the room with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it taught me a valuable lesson to understand the people around you, understand the circles that you get yourself in. Body language is a key thing. And most importantly, being aware of your surroundings at all times, because you never know where you may have got caught up, you know what I'm saying, while not keeping your head on the swivel.
Right.
Luckily, I was able to get up out of that. Yo, that's not me. That's not my style. That's not how I get down. You know what I mean? But you just don't know when you get placed in positions what you would do and what you face with at the time if you're not aware of what's going on around you. And that was an L I took because I wasn't physically aware about what was going on around me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but
in that game.
Yeah, but the win there is though you still knew yourself enough to leave. So like there's some folks that might not know they want to be a part of this group, so that they'll just be like, all right, that's the play over here.
Right.
Definitely. And that was the first time I had ever experienced any like that. I was shocked. You're like, oh shit, this is what y'all do? Wow.
Right. This would tip y'all be on. Like, and that's a good point, Dan, like you said, because a lot of times we get caught up in particularly a group or a person, or we get enamored with these people. We're like, man, I'll rock with them, man. They so cool. But you don't really know what tip they on. You know what I'm saying? And then you find out what tip they on, and you're still following them because you called yourself their friend or whatever it is. But your standards of yourself, you gotta stand 10 toes on that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be more comfortable in yourself than conforming to somebody else's ways. You know?
And that's a powerful statement too. That's a powerful statement you just made. I think about drug addiction in itself, and a lot of women they say how they get hooked on certain hard narcotics is because they was influenced by somebody they loved. They was doing it, so they felt like they needed to do it. You know what I'm saying? That goes with like heroin or cocaine or crack or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, I would never be in a position to be like that. And then you realize that other people say the same thing, but they not as strong as you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the influence that's around them manipulates them to do things that they wouldn't necessarily do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, or sometimes they're just young and dumb. So sometimes they like in a dark place at that time in their lives. So like they try to find like a way out, and like clearly that's not the way out. But
Yeah.
trying to find something. So it's just like those points where you're like where you're not super strong at that point. But
And that's a good point too, Dan, because a lot of times these people that are predators, they will prey on the weak and somebody that needs some emotional support in that moment. And so they're not even trying to really be there for you emotionally. They just on whatever tip or whatever time they on to satisfy their needs. And that's a dangerous place to be.
Plus on that point too is it's like you start to see that they know what that looks like. They know the look, they know the terms, and like they just know how to spot a good victim too, because because they just I don't know
because they
fucked up because they learned the mind games and stuff like that. So it's, I mean, tying it back to what you were saying, it's like you have to like know how to spot them, right?
Yes.
Like you gotta have to use that same skill, but use it to like defend yourself.
Yeah, it's the lion and the gazelle. You know, that both, like Eric Thomas talks about this a lot. Like both beasts see each other at the same time, and there's two responses on both ways. The lion is like, "Oh yeah, let me get that." The gazelle is like, "Oh yeah, let me get up out of here." Like, you feel me? And so you gotta see when that beast like his eyes on you. You like, hold on, why are you looking at me like that? Let me slide up out of the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being street smart, being wise, being on point. I'm very aware to the people that's and a lot and people try to take advantage in a lot of ways. One is power. You know what I'm saying? Trying to have power over somebody, trying to control the conversation, trying to, sun somebody or, keep somebody underneath you in a certain way. So I'm very big on, you see how hard he was shaking my hand? Stuff it'd be real subtle. Or somebody constantly cutting you off in a conversation, or not introducing you to other people that you don't know. And you got to make your own lane, whatever it is that you need, and vice versa. If you know you don't need that, stand 10 toes on that, because that predator is their job to prey on you. So it's your job to defend, to run. If you need to run, if you need to speak up, if you need to cut them off, whatever it is, you got to be confident in that lane so you can get what you need.
Yeah, that's powerful. Everything you just said is powerful, and it just takes me back to a place where you start to think about situations in your life and how people will do those things to you, like just to have something over you. And you go shake their hand and they grip your hand real strong. You're like, what the fuck is you doing?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or just like you said, communication is a big thing, or discrediting you.
Yes.
In front of everybody. You know what I mean? What's the new term they use now? Ghosting. You know what I mean? Ghosting you as if, what I mean, what you saying don't matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or you're not saying the right thing, or they just look, he
gaslighting too.
Yeah, gaslighting. That's what it was. That's what I meant. Gaslighting. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't find a word, but I in my head I knew what you meant. Yeah.
Yeah, I went with the G word. I wasn't really sure.
It was close.
I mean, well, they can ghost you too. Like
they
you try to send them a text and like they don't respond. But that all right. But let's not call that predatory.
That's not what I meant. I meant gaslighting.
I do that all the time.
But ghosting can still
I got to respond to that. But
ghosting can be a form of manipulation too, because I'm only gonna talk to you when I need you. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's true. What we got popping in the chat right now before we head on?
Actually, in the mask off chat, we got Kit. I think this is a new commenter. And this is actually in our mask off YouTube chat. She said, "Don't drink and don't smoke," with smiley faces. Same as me. That's what's up, Purple Heart. That's why you need to talk to people. Yep. So I think she was talking about you, OG.
Yeah.
What's up, Kit?
When you're talking about your
that's what's up. Shout out to Kit.
Yeah, big salute on that. We got, you already know, Game Time in the building.
Game Time now, still in there.
Huh?
Nothing. I was just saying, game time, still in the building.
Yep. He said,
He go hard, man. He go hard, man.
yeah. Shout out to big salute to Tom, man. He major commenter in the chat all the time, holding it down. He said a free bull. Big Tone, what? Oh, he said a free bull. He meant a freak bull. Yeah.
I meant freak. He meant freak.
Right, that's
bull.
what I'm saying. He meant freak bull. Yeah. Yeah, because that is a funny term. A freak bull.
The freak bull.
Yeah. Big Tone is showing a new part of the crib. We got a new wall. We get a new wall every episode.
These niggas watching my scenery.
Hey, in a couple episodes, man, we're gonna be able to put your whole architecture
Piece
together.
of my house.
Yeah, they gonna have a whole blueprint.
Right.
All right. Based on episode 65.
This was in 32.
Right.
Remember, he was outside. That was in 28.
Hey, we still waiting on him to come from stream live from the street view.
Yeah, and from the roof.
Right, and the roof is next after that. We got Tom again. He said also Tom on 10 is surviving. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. Game time. Hey, salute, Tom.
Salute.
I love it. Anybody else thinking of the DARE program right now?
Yes, I was a DARE kid. You know what I mean?
Hey, it worked for you too, man. It worked to the max.
Yup. I don't drink and I don't smoke. You know,
Hey.
I'm gonna tell you why it worked too. They will always show. They showed this movie, right, or different kind of drugs and what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, like these is like in the early 90s. So the movies was filmed like in the 80s. So they showed this lady. She's supposed to have been on angel dust. So she took this angel dust. She opened a window and she thought she can fly. And then they showed her jumping out the window. And I'm a whole kid, and I remember this to this day. I was like, damn, I'm never taking that. Stuck with me to the day.
Man, you know what it was.
We know it works, I guess. Yeah.
She ran to that window and opened it up. She was like, it was out. I was like, no.
So I was like, oh, no. Oh, hell no.
Oh, that is it.
Hey, I could imagine the young boy, the young OG at the time, just like, ooh.
They did not have that. Yeah, they did not have DARE in my days. Like that was, yeah, they kind of dropped that eventually.
Yeah,
they kind of gave up on the youth.
It was
the funding got cut. The funding got cut.
they gave up on the youth, man.
Yeah, man. Check this out too. They used to come, and the same crew. They used to be called the Blue Pigs, and they would play songs and shit. Like they had like a whole band. They'd play some songs and stuff, remix the songs, and then they'll show a video, and then they'll give us like stickers and stuff. I think they low key was recruiting us for the police department, but that's a whole nother thing.
It was not low key at all. OG.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joyce Elementary. Shout out to Joyce Elementary.
It does sound like
it's not there no more, but shout out
propaganda player.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was being recruited low key as an officer of the law.
Right. And in a way, it kind of worked. Hey man, I
was about to say, man.
Hey,
I don't drink or I don't smoke to this day.
Right. OG, you a prime example of some program funding working. You got to write a story about this guy.
Thank you.
My name
is Big Toe. Thanks to DARE, I stay straight ahead.
Thanks to DARE, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Thanks to DARE, a nigga like me is drug free. No, that is so funny, man. All right, we got stand 10 toes on that hit from Game Time again. We got Graham Leslie watching, and we got Cherry.
Graham.
Man, big salute to Graham. And we got Carrie.
Sparza, what's up, Sparza?
Gary
Shout out to
Sparza,
you.
big
Good to
salute,
see you.
rocking with us.
Good to see you. I miss you, man. That's what's up.
Come on for Kit. She said, "What's up, Kai, and the rest of the crew? This show is interesting. I'm a new subscriber, and I'm feeling the intelligence and the vibe around here. Hey, new subscriber.
Okay.
Hey, hey. I just want to say, Kit. No, real talk. Yeah. Hey, big salute to you because you come in heavy with the energy in the comments. So you feeling the vibe, we feeling the vibe, and it's all love. So let's get it.
Absolutely.
That's what I got right now, OG.
So with that being said, what we gonna move now? We gonna move to our group discussion, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna go right into it. One of the things that we wanted to talk about this week is exploitation in the music industry, well, in the entertainment industry itself. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that's been transpiring in the news. One, for example, would be the R. Kelly trial. And before the trial, I have to point out that there has been a lot of people miscrediting the victims and making the victims feel less than a victim because of the fact that they're siding with somebody in which they identify musically with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we get caught up with, identifying with someone based upon their music. So we take that and we make them as a whole, not knowing who the fuck they are behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? Or not believing who they really are behind closed doors. Years and years and years, I believe this gentleman has been showing us who he is through his lyrics, through his music. You know what I'm saying? Whether he was trapped in a closet or whatever was going on. And R. Kelly's not the only one. Recently, African Bambaataa. I don't know if anybody's familiar with him. He made a famous song, Planet Rock. He got caught up on charges just recently, I believe last week, for child criminal sexual acts and child prostitution. You know what I mean? It was a gentleman that came out that was just shown in a picture. I believe his name was Ron Savage. Ronald Savage, they call him B. Stinger. And he talked about how African Bambaataa exploited him, you know, in many different sexual ways. And today, we're going to tap into that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And one of the most things that we're going to talk about, like, what's some of the things that you know, or do you guys, before we start, I want to hit the chat up as far as, do you have any people that you may have heard of that was exploited or that was doing the exploit, and put it in the chat so we could talk further about it.
Predator or prey in the music.
Predator or prey. Malachi, we gonna talk a little bit about these famous people and exploitations. You want to expand a little bit?
Yeah, I wanted to, if I could, say the definition of what we talk about, of being a pedophile. That's cool.
Definitely.
So pedophilia is a psychiatric disorder in which an adult or older adolescent experiences a primary or exclusive sexual attraction to before puberty children, although girls typically begin the process of puberty at 10 or 11 and boys at 11 and 12. Criteria for pedophilia extends the cutoff point for prepubescent to 13. A person must be at least 16 years old and at least 5 years older than the before puberty child for the attraction to be diagnosed as pedophilia. So that's somebody before you hit puberty, you have an attraction to that. That's considered a pedophile. Once they get past that point, you're technically not a pedophile, but by definition, I mean, you're not, but I still think you are. So we talking about these people, we talking about these industry people, and I want to expand on what you mentioned, OG, as they're using the art form. They're using the art specifically to prey on these young people. And because who they're gifted artistically, you clamor to them, you gleam on them for advice, for guidance, for help, and now they touching you, and it's hard for you as a young person to separate the two, separate the man from the art. So because that you gleam into them as a leader in this art that you love, you grew up loving music, you grew up wanting to be an artist or whatever it is. Now this person is touching you. It blends the two worlds together almost. In my head, it seemed like it would. So that's the power that a predator has. They use your exact weakness and your strength at the same time to get what they need from you. So that's why these people can't speak out. That's why they just go without years without saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because they're confused. They don't know. And a lot of these times, these are the first sexual encounters that these young people are having. Period. Even with an opposite sex, and it's happened to be with the older man. So it's like you're introducing them to their sexual, the part of their sexuality that they didn't even know existed. And some of these acts they confused because the physical act to their genitals and things like that may feel good. You know what I'm saying? And so that brings confusion as well because the act itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes it so sick is because they're using the art as a gateway in to to do their dealings. And I mean it's really sad, and I honestly it gained a new perspective watching a couple of these interviews of why people don't speak up, and they're scared. They literally don't know what to do, and like I said, their first sexual encounter. You're gonna be very confused. So something's got to be done for sure.
Yeah, and it's interesting you were saying that, and it makes me think about going back to R. Kelly and how some of the lewd things that he would do with some of these young girls, like he would have them in the house and he wouldn't let them go in certain places, or if they walked around the house, they must be naked.
Mm.
And they just did a lot of things that you don't do with teenagers. Period.
Yeah.
You don't do with kids. And I think part of the problem in which that I have is the fact that he had a whole team around him fostering this behavior.
Yeah.
And what normally goes on too is because you have a status or you are a status figure, you tend to get people who are overlooked the bullshit you doing just because they're getting a check at the end of the day.
Right.
It went several times. R. Kelly paid off people's families, for them to look a blind eye. We all know about how he married Aaliyah and, then, and he married her because he got her pregnant, and then after that, he ended up getting the marriage dissolved, due to the family pushing the issue, but it was still a point where he was paying off people to keep it quiet. Like he even paid a damn pastor to marry them, based on the fact that he didn't want to go to jail because she was a minor. And that makes you think about you legally and clearly and common sensely know what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you still doing it, And that's something to think about, man. You tend to think about if this person is doing all this stuff, where did it originate from? And I'm not a doctor, but I do know with him, it originated from a family member. Like this was getting done to him, and these same sexual urges were pretty much expound when he became an adult. You know what I mean? So I just get to the point where it's like, when you have multiple women saying the same thing, we have to look at that and we have to wrap our arms around them as victims and love them a little bit more, you know what I mean? And it appalls me that we've been able to overlook them as everybody's lying because he made us step in the name of love. You know what I mean? So it baffles me that it's still people out there talking about some unmute R. Kelly. Like to this day, they got people outside his trial talking about unmute him. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a whole campaign to talk about mute him. And I agree with that. Mute his ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what songs you made, but it comes to kids and you know what I'm saying, disadvantaged women or men. Like when we talk about African Bambaataa, it's just shit you shouldn't do. You shouldn't fuck with elderly and you shouldn't fuck with the innocence of kids. You should not do that on no level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
and common sense, like you said.
yeah. Plus on what you were saying about the folks that are starting to protest as well. With a few of the things that we talked about too. That's not just his cash protecting them. That's not just his team protecting them. Like you said, there's multiple layers of protection that he or like folks in that same type of fame have. One, they have the cash to pay off who they want to talk to. Then they got their side about that close knit team that knows and like tries to like fight to like hide the dirt and stuff. But then there's the people that he works for. So like he the people that make the people that earn because of what he makes. So like he's their cash cow. So it's like they don't want this shit to stop. So they will protect them with their full force of funding. And then there's the fans that will protect them too. Of saying, no, we like the stuff, so we're going to fight for them. So it's so for a person to try to speak out, it's them against the world. like
literally,
and all of the cash that comes with that, all of the lawyers that comes with that, all of the just you have to fight this full master team to just try to get the truth out. And let's say you do, it's let's just say it's there, multiple people come out again and people believe it. Like we're seeing with R. Kelly, people will believe it, and it still might not change anything. So it's So when we're talking about like why people are like scared to speak out, it's like then it's all right. Let's just say they like Tom was saying, there's their own personal trauma that they need to deal with there. But let's just say they worked through that enough and built up enough to speak out. They can be the ones shunned. Like they can be the ones that are kind of like blocked out and ostracized. And they're the ones that their life would change. So it's there's a lot there to try to fight this. Yeah, because this is just one person. Now trying to think of all the people in power that could possibly do this. So
and a great example of that, going back to Bambaataa, he was like pretty much recruiting 15, 16, 17-year-old boys, bring them to his house under the guise that they were going to become famous. So what he would do is he'd have them come over and they think they're about to lay some tracks down or whatever. He'd tell them to go to the bedroom. They'll be in there looking at TV, or they be in the bedroom half the night, or get them drunk, or whatever the case may be. Next thing you know, he's sucking their dick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, wow. And then
real talk.
So it was several interviews that I heard that like, yo, this one boy, he was talking about how he was saying how, well, I got something on a guy who's in the industry, so I know he gonna look out, you know what I'm saying? But then he turned around and do the same thing to my best friend. So this boy, he just a freak boy. So it don't matter if you say something. This is twist. You know what I mean? So now I'm 15, I'm 16, and I just been extorted by some 45, 50-year-old man, you know what I'm saying, who has a issue that he pretty much put on me. They said at one point, Bambaataa would get on top of them and pull his penis out and put it between their legs and hump.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro. And every person that tell his story tell it the same way, that he's done these acts the same way. And
Same move.
to find out that this is someone you admire as a hero,
Yeah.
and you don't really know who this person is, and then you find out who he really is, it's kind of messed up, man.
And it's another point I want to bring up is the Bible also talks about your gifts come without repentance. And what that means is everybody has giftings. So no matter what your intent is, you can still be gifted in something. No matter if you're going to use it for good or for bad, you can still be gifted for something. So a lot of these artists, they're really talented in what they do. R. Kelly is a talented guy in music. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny that. But what he does as a man, it has to be looked at. You feel me? And it's very hard. You can't really separate the man and the art, because the man is the art. You feel me? The man creates the art from a place.
You saying we can't? We did that with Michael Jackson so many different years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I had to say,
I should say,
we shouldn't have. I hate to be one of them, but I was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Mike didn't do none of that, man. They fucking lying, Mike.
Yeah,
you know
same with me. And I'm saying we can't, but yeah, it's hard to, especially when the art is good. Like I'm saying, when the art is actually good. Now, if the dude sucked, it's like, man, throw his whole catalog away, throw everything away. But it's like the music is actually good. So like me with Michael Jackson, particularly, I was the same way. Like, okay, this guy, he can't be doing that, because you like, man, he got Billie Jean, he got Beat It, he ain't doing all that. But it's like, let's look at the facts here. Ain't no grown man in his right mind ain't gonna have a bunch of kids around him like that, like, and be comfortable and inviting that all the time. Like, if you're a normal grown man, you gonna feel weird. Like, where the other grown man at? We need some, like, it wasn't like it's a play date. We're gonna have them over there, had the adults having an adult party, kids having a kid party. No, he among the crowd. So,
well, he like drop your kids off,
right?
And that's what they would do. They would just
leave.
drop their kids off. You leave, we in Neverland.
No, yeah.
That means never tell land.
Yeah,
and that's one place.
Never.
You know, and I thought about that too. Same thing you just said. Ain't no damn way, as a grown adult, I would drop my son, my daughters off anywhere with just one adult there. And they're like, go ahead. Hamburgers are at the other house. Don't worry about it. I'm feeding all them. Just
right.
me.
Just right.
Here.
I got it all. I have it all. Don't worry about it.
I got it all. I'm taking care of it.
Yeah, but that point goes back to what y'all were saying about. I mean, these folks make art that you like. Plus, it's not just that you like it, not that you love it too. It's like you like grew up with it. It kind of formed you, right?
Yes.
So it's when these people like when these life forming type of folks like reach out to you, then like that's where it starts. Plus, that's what they know that too. So it's like they know that they have
that power.
That draw. And like that's where it starts, and like that's kind of you just you would think that you won't do it, but
and like you said, that power that they have. And to go even further, the devil was an angel before he was the devil, and he ran the music ministry in heaven.
That's powerful.
Right. So when he left, he the whole reason he got kicked out of heaven is because he became so engulfed in himself in the music that he wanted people to start worshiping him. So God kicked him out. He became the devil. He became Lucifer, and then now he runs the music industry. That's why it's so many shiesty people in the music industry in so many different ways, in which we talk about now. And so they have these gifts, and going back, they have the gift, but it's how they're using it. You feel me? And they're being controlled to control.
That's crazy. When you said that analogy, it made me think about R. Kelly and how he was calling himself the Pied Piper at one point.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's evident. It's evident in little things like that, but it's in your face, but it's not at the same time. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to have your eyes open to look at like, okay, this is art, yes, but why is it art? What's the reason behind it? What's the origin behind it? And we got to
So
be more careful.
yeah, so before we wrap this up, I want to ask a question, and you can put this in the chat too if you have any thoughts. How can we cancel these predators? How can we cancel people that's been preying on the youth all this time and sexually confusing our kids? How can we cancel these people? And if that's something that a lot of people willing to do, like it's so much love that people take for artists and the artistry that whatever they do, you're like, nah, I can't. The
Yeah,
music's too deep. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So how can we cancel these people? One way I'm gonna say, and then you're gonna say one way, and then you're gonna say. My take is just don't subscribe to anything they have on social media. What you think, Dan?
No, yeah, I think the same thing. Most of it for me, it's you know what to do. It's will you do it? So it's taking that stance, and it's really trying to like work with that stance, working to speak out about it. Like somebody like I said, they have a whole team. They have their own personal team. They have the folks that they're their cash cow for. Plus, they got their fans. So you just need people to start to speak up and to really follow through with what they're saying too. Like don't just say don't just tweet it out. Oh, he canceled, but then you're going right back to it. It's like no, like you got to really
Yeah.
do it.
How about you, Malachi?
Yeah, don't dance to the hustle when in the barbecue when the song come on. Nah, but it's we got to hit them harder. These punishments have to be greater. Punishment have to be swifter and heavier, and hit the pockets. You know, with these artists, because that's a lot of times what it be is like you're gonna go as far as you allowed to go, and
Yeah.
we got to get more behind the people that do speak out. You feel me? And
Yep.
we have to stop ostracizing these people that for speaking out. Well, why you wait so long? And I'm a victim of that myself. I have been one to say that why they wait so long? Why they wait so long? And now I have a better understanding with the Ron Savage interview that I watched. He was 50 years old until he came out and said something. That's a long time to be a man holding that stuff in. So harder punishments, get behind the people that speak out, and hit them in the pockets.
And on that note, what grown man gonna lie about you getting touched? You know what I'm saying? I'm
Facts.
like,
Facts.
I can't lie about something like that. If somebody
Yeah.
touched me, I'll be the same way. I'll be embarrassed first and
Yeah.
foremost, and you will want some
Mhm.
type of something, some type of
Some.
some feeling, something. You want something behind it, not if
Yeah.
it's monetary, but you want something, some justice,
Something. Yeah.
restorative justice, some kind of way.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
we're gonna go to the comments. What we
Yep.
got in the comments?
Yep. Kid said yes, him and Rev Run. I'm sure you know about that as well. I didn't hear anything about Rev Run. Y'all know something about Rev Run?
No, what's up with Red
This
Ron?
this was early on. She said this, so I don't know exactly what she was commenting about.
Yeah. When a tone asked them if they were people that they knew about. So
Oh, Rev
Oh,
Run was
Red
up to something.
Ron. Red Ron doing something. Okay.
Oh, funny
Um,
style.
mm.
Okay. She also said a lot of times when they do say something, people don't believe them. That's the sad part. Exactly.
yeah.
It's you ostracize you on the other side. Oh, y'all, you ain't saying nothing. Ashley K. What's up, Ashley? Ashley is actually the director and writer of Forgive Us Not.
What's up, Ash?
Yep. So she said, what y'all talking about? Then she said, F. R. Kelly. We with that too. Yeah, F that man. Tom, he said, this is some terrible trauma for these victims to go through. I pray for their mental recovery for those experiences. Thank you, Tom. I 100% agree with that. Because that trauma is real. And Ron Savage talked about that. His experiences with women was affected. You know, him not being able to stay erect during his intercourse, his relations, because he'll have a flashback to that thought, and he blamed himself for a lot of that. So definitely a lot of trauma that they go through. That's what we got in the chat. Thanks for everybody rocking with us, commenting.
That's what's up. And on that note, man, we're gonna go to the gym of the week. And the gym of the week is surviving R. Kelly, man. Check out what these women gotta say. Don't judge them based on them coming out and saying it, but judge them based upon the words they speak about this man. And get into it, man, because at the end of the day, this could be your sister. You know what I'm saying? This could be your auntie. This could be your cousin. This could be your family member that's struggling with something and could have been victimized by a predator. You know what I mean? So get behind this, support anybody, and cancel criminal sexual misconduct by predators that's out there.
Yeah.
There need to be harder rules. And I hear the DSM, the DSM-5 or the DSM-4, they try to label pedophilia as a sickness or illness, so they get lesser sentences. That's some bullshit.
Oh no.
So I don't know what that's about, but this is the gym of the week, surviving R. Kelly. Too many of our young men and young women have been victimized, and not just in the United States, but across the world, for predators based on musical entertainment, acting entertainment, based on religious purposes too. Let's not forget that, you know what I mean? And how a lot of women get exploited based upon them don't have a voice in their own country. And that's a whole nother thing too. But anybody got any last words? What's going on?
It's one thing to be homosexual, to desire a man. It's another thing to desire a young man, and that's a sickness. It's a sickness, but it's also you making a conscious effort to do that. So come on now.
Yeah, Daniel.
No, man, just like stand by the words, and really push and really try to get these folks really expose these folks and really try to change things there. So we got one more comment from Kit too.
Can you pop it up?
Yeah.
The problem is this is a wicked world, and it's led by a wicked system. They cannot punish the mainstream artists without punishing themselves. Ooh,
it's powerful, Kid.
That's very powerful, Kid. That's very powerful, and I totally agree with that. Totally agree. And that's like you said, the mainstream. They want to keep their mainstream. So,
and you know what? Thank you for Kid for tuning in, and Tom and everybody that checks us out every week, every Friday at 9 p.m. This is Mask Off, episode 73, Survivor. We'll be coming to you live and direct every Friday, and next Friday, tune in and see what we got planned for you. This is Big Tone. Up under me is who?
I'm the young boy, Malik Ali. Hey, I got Forgive Us Not. It's pre-orders. Come on. Y'all, we can't end the show without a shameless plug. Pre-orders is up for pre-order. Link is in my bio. And it'll go actually to streaming on the 17th. So be unaware of that. And I'll be on Jervis Canty's Facebook Live tomorrow at 4 at his show. Jervis Canty and friends talking about the film. So, yep. Salute.
And this is Dan with the plan. You got any words?
No, sir. Let's go.
All right, Mask Off, episode 73, Survivor. We are out of here.
You a survivor. Just don't give up.